Hey everybody, welcome back to Slow Your Roll. Today we're going to do a video talking about how to be a good player, the kind of player that everyone is excited to play with at the table. My name's Cody.
What are we doing?
I'm Cody.
I'm Alex.
So let's get right into it.
And I'm actually going to be talking about understanding your character. Everyone always knows that you should, at the very least, know what you're playing. If you're going to play a rogue, know how the sneak attack works. If you are going to play a spellcaster of any kind, maybe understand spell slots and when you can replenish them. Simple little things like that. But it really just does come down to the character creation and being interactive during it. So your race and race traits, know why you pick them and keep going with that. Like your class abilities and even subclass abilities have a little bit of flavor to it that can really help to elevate your play with a different kind of theme that you're able to superimpose to the mechanics and your personality.
And from there, once you got your inventory figured out, if you've got special stuff there, anything other than the normal class things, we can move right on to knowing your group that you play with. D&D is only really fun if everyone at the table is there to have fun. I'm sure all of us have been in a situation where there's one person at the table that really just doesn't want to play. It's not really fun for anyone. It kind of bogs down the whole game. So, know your group. You've got a lot of people at the table that might have certain things they really don't like to talk about, or certain things they really do like to talk about, things they like to do in game. When it comes down to even class things, like you could have specific synergies between characters. You could have a whole setup where there's two casters and one can web a group of enemies while the other one fireballs them. Things like that. So know the characters as well as the people you're playing with. And please, for the love of over 50% of the people that are watching this that are DMs, know your DM and value your DM too. They're just there to have the game be as fun as it can be for you. And it's up to you to almost help them do that in a sense. So know your group.
Because really though, they just crafted a whole world for you, and what'd you do? Show up with a dumb look or a smile? Another really important thing for a D&D group, or just any kind of group in general, is communication. You really need to be able to communicate well when you're in a D&D group, at the very least to be able to communicate your wants and concerns with the rest of the group. If you can't be there, make sure you let them know, and don't let them know 20 minutes before everything's about to start. If there's some things you want to do in-game, make sure you talk to your dungeon master about that. Or if you have a really cool idea and it's not exactly in D&D, it can be, as long as you just speak up. Everything that you can craft in the world is totally available, especially if you let us know that it exists.
That's a good point.
And another thing with crafting something awesome, you don't always have to do that with your DM either. You can just create massive synergy, like we said a minute ago with the groups, with somebody else. Like myself, I'm able to move water and another person is able to conjure it. And that could be a really cool combo. And we could almost suffocate somebody like the Legend of Korra if we really wanted to.
Yeah, I'm excited for when that happens. I'm sure it'll happen. Okay, the next and a really big thing in the game is role-playing. So if you're the kind of person that naturally role-plays, that's great. If you want to, and your group normally doesn't, my advice would be to just go for it. And the fact is that most of the people at the table will probably end up joining you because they want to too, and they're just nervous. So if you break the ice, you could be the unsung hero of bringing role-playing to your D&D game. And it's happened plenty of times before in my experience.
Be the Shia LaBeouf at your table.
Yes, just do it. On top of that, all levels of roleplay are okay in the game. Accents and voices are great, but not necessary. You can use props if you wanted to, whatever you want to do for your game, of course. But none of those things are necessary. You don't even have to roleplay. But if you want to, then here's some ways that you could actually maybe start. Okay, first off, never make fun of someone that's brave enough to try it, because that's just mean. Yeah, just don't be a jerk. That'd be terrible. Unless they're like asking for it and it's okay. And what I mean by that is, they're not asking to be bullied, that's what I'm saying. If they are asking by intentionally playing a character that's a joke, then That's kind of what they're going for, and that's okay. But some things, if you're trying it on your own for the first time, then know your character's personality. It's going to help you a lot. Their motives for things, their goals and aspirations, those things are going to be the answer to a lot of questions that other players might ask you. On top of that, if you can't really do voices very well or you don't really want to try, give your character a quirk. Make sure that they do something or say something almost every sentence so that people know that you're talking in character. If it's like that they talk in third person all the time, people are going to know you're voicing your character right then. It's a nice way to roleplay without having to be an actor. But let's say you are the brave one that's diving right into fully voice acting your character. Some of the things that might help you there are accents, maybe even just like the pitch of your voice, bringing it up or lowering it, the cadence of how you might like stutter with some words or something like that on purpose. Make that a character quirk of yours, or just the speed at which you're talking. A lot of those things can completely change and maximize simple voice acting.
And another thing I might actually add on to that is the fun stereotypes in role-playing, or fantasy role-playing, I might say. Like, everyone knows that dwarves are Scottish for some reason, but that's not like a real thing, but everyone does a Scottish accent for a dwarf. That's a quick break into certain kinds of role play to be able to just get into it.
Right.
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around with us, guys. If you have any more ideas of what makes a good player, like maybe bringing beer and pizza, then let us know. But other than that, what can you really ask of a player? And if you did like that video, make sure you tune in next week for our video of how to be a good DM.
Which we will cover everything about what it takes. No, not necessarily, but we'll at least hit the basics.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
And what'd you do? Show up with a dumb look or a smile?
For
We
real.
can cut that out, but
No, that's real though. That's legit.
I was just hoping that wasn't too mean.
No, I mean, yeah, your stupid smile. No, just kidding. Your smile is very intelligent.